Howdy, y'all. I'm recording these back to back just because I'm not feeling super well right now, and I don't know if that's going to get worse or better. So I just wanted to get both of them out of the way. Um, at this point, we have done one day of the shapes and randomization lesson, and today we're going to do the second part of it. So there are two content tasks with this, and that's kind of how I think about the lessons, is in terms of how many content tasks. That tends to be, I don't want to give you more than one per day, just to keep that pace. So so the content task today will be, oops, forgot to change that. Sorry, this is still yesterday's stuff. My apologies. I think it's correct on the classroom page. So it'll be lesson 11 is where you should get to. Lesson 3, number 11. Cool. So today we're talking about random numbers and how they can be used. This is it's the games and animations unit, and we tend to do animations first, although there is a lot of overlap. So random numbers can be very useful when creating different drawings or animations because they can imply movement between when you do it, and that's what you'll see later today. It's very cool. Same call, last call for late work, Sunday at 10 p.m. so that on Monday I can finalize grades and get those done. If you need more time than this, I need to know from a parent. So just keep that in mind. Reach out to me early if it's going to be a problem. Excuse me. Oof. Yeah. All right, let's jump in. So random numbers. You see, so far you've only seen this drawing bit in the toolbox, but we now have another category, math. And we have now random numbers. If I hover over it, it has random number, and then it has min and max. And that tells you right away what this kind of does. So it wants me to run this program a bunch and then change the numbers in random number to see what happens. So if I look at this, let me make sure I have this on the original. Yeah. So if I run this, okay, so the orange is over here. Oh, look at that. I'm just going to keep running it. Let me show the grid so you can get a reference. And if I keep running it, it looks like all that happens is it never changes up and down. It never changes size. It just changes its X position. And let's see if the code matches. This controls size, always the same width, always the same height, width, height. Never goes up and down. It's always along that 200 line. Like if I check down here where it says the coordinates, it's always around 200, roughly. But my X is changing. So if I wanted to change the smallest, if I want to say, make it go, let's make it go hover just in the middle. I can shrink it up, and now it's just going to pop around this really small area, and it's never going to leave that. That means that the largest it can be is 250, this spot, and the smallest X spot it can be is 150. And that's random numbers. I almost forgot the sound. Can't leave that sound behind. Whoa, same thing as last time. Right now, only the X coordinate is random, but you can make the Y coordinate random too. Whoa! So now we're going to actually plug it in. We're going to take this random number, and it just replaces an existing spot. Now, one thing people find tricky is it makes more spots to put numbers. Just keep in mind where you're working. So if I'm clicking on this orange block and I'm inside here, I'm still in the X spot. This is still the Y spot. This is the width. This is the height. I just have more options to like the range I can put it. Random numbers take a little bit of practice, but you'll see. So use random number for the ellipses parameter. The spot is the word parameter. The word parameter. this is a useless definition. I don't even know why I bothered. But it's basically like, so if you have like rect x, y, w, h, each of these x, y, w, h, these are all parameters. So if you see the word parameter, that's what it means. So we need the circle to be in random x and y positions. Let's make it just bounce around the entire screen, 400 to 400. Whoa! Boom, 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 boom. All over the place. Boom, 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 boom. Sweet. That's a high one, that second one. Now here's your chance to really practice these random numbers. Your goal. You got this so far. Your goal is to make this whole wiggly worm. This program draws a very rare breed of rainbow snake. It's an incredibly rare breed of rainbow snake. And we want to make it kind of wiggle. So if you look at it while I'm doing this, it's kind of wiggling, right? You can kind of see where the animation comes in a little bit. Your goal is to make the whole thing wiggle. And maybe you even want to try this challenge of making the circles different sizes so that it feels like it's growing or shrinking. But the goal is to make at least 6 circles. We have 3. You want to line up the correct X position, but make the Y position wiggle up and down. You can do it, I believe. There are fun little lesson extras at the end if you want something extra to do this weekend. And feel free, you know what's going to happen. If you're bored, feel free to go ahead and move farther through the lessons. We'll get there eventually, and no harm. Google question. Describe what this code does. Random numbers 0 to 10. What does that do? What does it do? What is this new code? How can I use it? What does this new code do? Happy weekend, everyone. I may or may not have had office hours and seen some of you, depending on how I'm feeling in the next couple of days. I think I'll be okay, but right now, you know that feeling. It can go either way. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Hope everyone's well. Stay safe. I love you all. Goodbye.